Hello there. Welcome to Handmade by Julia Quinn. Today I'm showing you how I created this scrapbook page featuring the beautiful Friendly Hello suite. Well, actually just the stamp set, and I've used some of the designer series paper as well. So I've got my supplies here. This is the stamp set, the Friendly Hello stamp set. It's got 13 photopolymer stamps. I'll just take out a couple here that I'm going to use. I'm going to use those flowers and the fern there, this leaf on a small block, and the little blue spots, and this little one here, another small block. I've got another tiny block around here somewhere. I'll swap the leaf. I'll actually do the tiny leaf, I think. And this little one here. Okay, so there's all my bits and pieces for the stamping on the background of the card. I have done some stamping already. I've stamped the bird and coloured that with stamping blends and also some extra flowers to be stuck on later on. So I'll just pop them out of the way there. There's another flower. My happy birthday, I've already stamped that as well. This page is a birthday page to celebrate our daughter's birthday last year. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'll just pop this one out of the way, is to start stamping my background piece. It's a very simple page actually. It just requires a lot of stamping in both the top and the bottom corner. Okay, so let us begin. I'm using my Memento black ink because it's the best one that you can do with a little bit of the stamping blends. The secret is to use the stamping blends are alcohol markers, and you should use water-based ink with them. So which means you can use any of our coloured inks. They work beautifully well. Let me have a look how I'm going to do this. But when you are colouring with watercolouring, you need to use our StazOn, which is a solvent-based ink. Now let me just have a look at my piece here. Yep, that looks probably like enough flowers. Okay, and then at the top, I'll just stamp this twice. Okay, so that's all the black stamping done. I'll pop that away. Then I'm going to use my Granny Apple Green to add all of the greenery. So I'll do the fern first, and I'll just, the beauty of this photopolymer ink is that the photopolymer stamps is that I can see exactly where I'm stamping. I can look straight through my block and my stamp, and one more down here, and perhaps another one just up there. Okay, so that's the top corner complete, and then my bottom corner down here, put some ferns, and basically I'm just filling in between all of the images, and another one over here, and maybe one more up the top. And while I've got my Granny Apple Green out, I'll add some of this cute little leaf. Where's my pointy bit? Okay, and once again, the magic of the photopolymer stamps is I can see exactly where I've stamped my leaves. Okay, another one up here, and one, I might put two together there. Okay, I'll just add another one on the inside here. I think most of that's going to be covered by the bird detail, but I just want to make sure it's not an empty space. And then up the top. Now the beauty of this stamp set, it has so many pieces you can just build to create your picture, to create a complete image of stamped gorgeousness. Use it for any sort of occasions. It is a great birthday stamp set because it has in it the greetings, have the best birthday, as well as hello friend. So I'll do the Barmy Blue last. I'm going to use the Petal Pink now for this little extra detail here. So one there, whoops, one there. I think that'll be covered up, thank goodness. Just a little bit of extra, and down here, one, whoops, two, I'm going to cover that up as flowers do, and one here, and one here, last one in that little spot, and maybe another one in here. Okay, that's my Petal Pink stamping done. Just random fun stamping, and then last of all my Barmy Blue and the splotch. I just love splotches. I use them to cover up mistakes, and when I put extra ink I didn't want to put somewhere if it doesn't quite work, and the bits that I didn't stamp properly. Okay, and a bit there. And then up the top. Now I will put some splotches there just in case, and some to cover up that bit that I didn't stamp properly, and just going to add a little one up there. There's another one I didn't stamp properly, covering up all the dicey bits. Okay, there we are. So that's that all complete, and then the last little thing to do here is to colour with my Petal Pink Stampin' Blends. I'm just adding a little bit of colour. I'm not being particularly precise, just adding a bit of colour on the flowers around the centre. I'm using the lightest one first. Okay, so there's my light one done, and with my darker one I'm going to cover in the colour in the centres, and then just add some extra details and reading the lines in the illustration and colouring the darkest on the lines. Okay, in the centre I've been using my Petal Pink so much it's looking paler and paler by the minute, but I love that look of, I'm going to use my brush tip just to speed up the process for you a bit. I love the look of the not quite coloured and the artistic look of a bit of scribbly sort of colouring. Okay, and then this one. Petal Pink is also one of those colours that is incredibly forgiving because it's so light and pale. When you do colour with it, it doesn't look as messy as if you use a really, really bright colour, okay, because it sort of has its own blending into the white background. Okay, and then my darker one in the centre, and then the underneath petals and just picking up those petals underneath. Okay. And underneath petals. There we go. That's my decorative stamping for my page. Now the rest of the page should actually come together quite easily. I'll stick this paper right in the center of my black. Now I've chosen black just to highlight the colors and pick up the detail and make it a bit more dramatic. Okay, now I'm not sure what size this center is. It's possibly, let's have a look, 8 inches by 8 inches. I thought it was 8 inches by 8 inches. And then I'm just going to eyeball this to look to see if it's approximately central. And see, make sure I cover up that little bit I splodged there. There we go. That's that done. And my photos are standard photo size, which is 6 by 4, and so then the black mats, I haven't trimmed them down this time. The black mats are 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, just to give me a little bit of a border, makes the photos stand out a bit more, because after all, that's what scrapbooking is about. It's actually about the photographs. And then I'm layering them onto my center mat here. I love the scope you get when you do a scrapbook page. It just gives you all the same elements of making a card. Alright, and then I'll stick my birthday. Oh, look at that, there's the mistake I did. And something stuck on my stamp, and mount that right in the center of my black cardstock and pop that down the bottom here, making sure that's parallel to the bottom of thing. And then I can add 1, 2, 3, 4 and my bird. Now I am going to, not that I often do, but I am going to add this bird and flowers with Stampin' Dimensionals, just so that it gives them a little bit more definition over the top of all of the other stamping. These are all done exactly the same way as the other stamping you saw me do already. Okay, and then pop this little one up here. There we go, and I'll add some extra flowers underneath the bird's tail there. One underneath the head, just there. Oops. And then another one underneath the tail, just to sort of show off this lovely bird image. Alright, and then what I did also do was put a double bow. Now this is with the Neutrals linen baker's twine. Comes in a pack of 5, I think. White, black, vanilla, and grey, and a crumb cake colour. So really Really great little package of baker's twine. Okay, so I've just tied that into a little bow there. Chop that off. And then using a mini glue dot, stick that onto my bow, peel them off together, and then I've got some, here we go, pop that underneath where my bird is. Okay, I'm using also a black marker to journal the date, because I know all the people in this photo, but I do need to know the date. So when I put it in my album and look back at years, I will know how old our daughter is by the date. And the last thing I'm going to use is some of the beautiful